Hello and welcome back to My Life on a Budget. There have been quite a few things going on since last time I made a video. One thing is that we went to our bank and we set up a new bank account. The one that we had charged us a fee and we didn't really want to pay a fee anymore, so we decided to change to a minimum balance checking account. So the downside of this is we will no longer have a full month ahead as of next month because of this, and I just don't see us being able to find the money before next month starts. So it was a downside, but honestly I'd rather not be a full month ahead than continue paying a fee just so that we can be a month ahead. We are still looking at other banks. I'm hoping to be able to find a checking account that we don't have to pay a fee for, and we will still get some type of interest on it. I don't know if they actually exist. I haven't done a whole lot of research yet, but one can always hope, right? So that was one major thing that we did. What else have we done? Oh yeah, we made our meal plan for the next 5 weeks, guys. So the next time we go shopping will be May 17th, and we will be shopping for 5 whole weeks. It's a little daunting. That is a lot of food to buy. I don't know if we'll quite be able to make it. We're hoping. Our budget for that 5 weeks is $300. But I am hoping to be able to make it under or at $200. So we have a lot of wiggle room between where we hope to be and where we actually have budgeted. We have budgeted $300 for a complete month, which would be, for that time period, it would be 5 weeks because May has that extra week in it. Yeah, that's just a lot of food. I don't really know where we're going to put it all because we don't have a lot of food storage space. But in anticipation of this, we did go through our pantry and we are using a lot of that food that we already have on hand, what little of it we had, to plan for this 5 weeks. Anything that we did not have plans for, we are giving away. There is the Stamp Out food drive that's going on May 10th in our area, where your postal worker comes and picks up anything for the food drive. We are donating to that. So that is our charity for this month. And we're just really hoping we can make it at or under budget, because that would just be awesome to be able to do a whole month's worth of shopping at one time, saving us more time down the road because we spend about an hour each time in the grocery store, and then we know for sure about how much we're actually spending every month on food. We also went through a bunch of our cookbooks and we looked online and different places to try and find recipes that we thought would be cheap, where they had very little ingredients, and the ingredients that they did have weren't very expensive. So we're only having a few meals that actually have meat in them. Most of it is chicken. We have one that has sausage, or 2 that have sausage, sorry, and one that has a hamburger in it. So all month long we're only having one meal with beef, which is the most expensive meat you can buy anymore. So that will be good. It's a good way to reduce your shopping. We're doing a lot of mushrooms and beans, which is a good way to replace meat and still have protein in your diet. Hopefully they taste good, as we haven't had most of these recipes before. And if we really like them and they're pretty cheap, then we'll just keep making them. I mean, having something once or twice a month isn't that big of a deal. So the other thing that we are looking at is getting on a software that is called You Need a Budget, or YNAB. We had been looking before we started this for a budgeting software that we both would like, and we hadn't found one. So what I did was I made an Excel spreadsheet. Well, it's actually on Google Docs, but yeah, it's an Excel spreadsheet that has our budget on it, that we do bi-weekly budgets right now whenever we get paid, as we're not a full month ahead, so we can't just budget out the entire month all at once. The other thing is for each of our, what we would have for envelopes, as we're not actually on the envelope system, we don't want to have to carry around cash. What we did was we made spreadsheets for our envelopes, and they're really simple spreadsheets. It's basically a transaction ledger. You go in and you put in, okay, we got paid, so we're depositing X amount of dollars in it. Well, I just spent some of that money, so now I'm debiting X amount of dollars from it, and this is my total that I still have. Every time that money just keeps rolling over to the next pay period, and so on and so forth. Especially for things like our date nights. We were putting money in it and putting money in it, and we weren't going on dates. And we changed some things, so we weren't going to the city that's about an hour away as often, so we weren't spending that money. So by making those changes, we were able to change our monthly budget for gas and reallocate some of that money. And we actually reduced our money for date night, but we left the money that was already there in the fund so that we could have a date. Plus our anniversary is coming up next month, so we wanted to make sure we had a little bit of money in there for that in case we did decide to go and do something. But those are the changes that we have made or in the process of making to help with our budget. I mean, it's a living budget. We're constantly trying to find ways to cut. We're constantly trying to find ways to do things better. So we're spending less and have more money to throw at our debt so we can get out of debt as fast as possible. So if you have any advice on how we can cut our budget even farther, or things that you have done to cut your budget, please leave them in the comments below. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can also leave those below. And thank you for watching My Life on a Budget.